What's up, family members? My name is Dr. Ken Stevens, aka Mr. Would Take Another Shot, and today I'm here to show you how to use the 2383 Kodak Film Print LUT. This is not my idea. I watched a live video from Carsman and I understood it my own way. So I want to show you guys how I understood it, because I tried it on my images and it gave me like really good feedbacks. I posted some photos and you guys saw it, and I'm sure you guys liked it. So today I'm here to show you how I use it, what I understood, and how you can understand it and how you can approach it. So let's go. The first thing I want to do is I want to tell Davinci Resolve, hey, this image I used a GH5, but I don't want you to treat it like it's a GH5. It's 10-bit, but I want you to treat it like it's an ARRI camera. So I want you to give me that 16-bit kind of color space. So it's actually like a hack, if you can think of it that way. So let me show you what I'm talking about. It's actually very complicated, but if you practice it over and over, you come to understand it better. So I'll first of all come here and select all my clips I want to grade, and then add into a new group, and then come over to the group, create two nodes. I'll tell you why. Here we're going to have CST. Node here is going to be our film grain, and then right over on the clip, we're going to create a node tree. Okay, so our first node is noise reduction, the second node is CST, color space transform, the third node primary, the fourth node is color space transform. Next is going to be we'll put our LUT. Here is going to be HSL adjustment layer, and so on. So the first thing we want to do with this image is we want to say, hey, Davinci Resolve, I shot this on GH5, but yes, I want you to recognize this image like it's an ARRI. So yeah, I'll come over here and say, hey, Davinci Resolve, I shot this video with Panasonic V Gamut, and then the input space I used was a V lock, and then the output, I want Davinci Resolve to recognize this image like an ARRI Alexa camera, and I used an ARRI lock. So now it's converting this image to an ARRI camera. You get what I'm saying? So I'll be working in that ARRI color space. So come over to the group post, and yet this is where the actual transformation is happening. You come over here, under the CST, you're going to place another color space transform plugin. Here you're going to say, hey, I shot this with ARRI Alexa, and the input gamma space was ARRI lock C, and now I want to export this Rec 709. Output gamma will be gamma 2.4, and you can see how it transforms my image from a log footage to a Rec 709. But now Davinci Resolve is seeing this image like it's an ARRI camera. So this is where we can do the magicians. Under the CST, don't forget to place one color transform there. So place your color transform plugin. I'll show you what that is for. Under primary, remember, we have not managed our color space. We are not using Davinci Color Manage. We're using just the normal settings Davinci came with, which is not managed. So remember that. But then I want this node to be managed. I want this node to work as if I'm using a Davinci managed color space. So I'm going to come over here, and then color space, I'm going to come to Davinci White Gamut and go to Gamma, and come to Davinci Intermediate. Nothing happens. Now, whatever I do under this node acts differently from the other nodes, and you'll see the reason why. So here we apply a LUT, and we come over to the Kodak 2383 Film LUT, and let's use this one. And then, so you can see how the image looks dark and bad. A lot of people just say, hey, this LUT is not a good LUT. I myself, I used to say that, but now I understand everything. It makes it a little bit more easy for me to use. So let's solve this problem. Right over the CST, you come over and say output gamma. I want to change the output gamma to Cineon Film Lock. and then you can see how it opens up the image for you to now do your correction with the primary. Ensure you place your notes the way I place it, because the way the notes come is really going to affect the image differently. So under my primary node here, I'm going to do now the basic exposure to fix my image. So I'll bring down my lift. I'll start with the lift. Try to start with the lift. I don't know, but just try to start with the lift. And let's take it down like so. You can see how this LUT affects this image already. See, just before and after, you can see how beautiful and cinematic it looks already just by doing we haven't done anything. We have just transformed the image. So you can see how the skin is popping out perfectly well and everything is on point. But then we can go a little bit further. For tutorial's sake, I'm just going to be real quick. So under primary, let's see, we can adjust the contrast a little and then increase the saturation to, let's take it all the way up and then dial it down. This is color grading, so we want to push the grade to a sweet spot. I like it here. I know the skin is a little bit more saturated, but it's good. We're going to fix that. We're going to fix that in the next note, which is HSL. Under HSL, we're going to come under saturation versus saturation, and then bring the saturation down, and then take it up like so. Then just play around with it till you're satisfied. Look at your skin while moving around to where you feel like it's okay, then you can leave it there. You can see before and after how it cleans the image. It makes the black to be really black. See, before we had some weird colors in the dark, in the undertone, and now they are all gone. So it cleans up the images. I suggest you do this before exporting your images. It's a very, very important tool. And now you can see we have something beautiful. Take a look. We can go ahead and play with the other tools in Davinci Resolve to fine-tune our grade, but with these you can export and you have like good images. Work with some contrast. Come to the adjustment layer. Let's say we want to add some little more contrast. So see how dramatic it gets when I push up the contrast. See how dramatic it gets. So you can just play around so you get the sweet spot. This is your job right now. Play around with it till you're satisfied. And if you want to take down the skin or the green grasses behind, you can come over your HSL, come to the UV saturation, just select these and then bring it down a little, I like it, yeah. Then maybe the hue too, you can just, I'm just playing around, but you understand the whole idea. You can make this a little bit more green if you want, and you can see what the beautiful thing about doing this adjustment after the LUT is, because the LUT helps to keep all the details. You can see how the skin is still on point. Okay, so this is the image we have next. So you can see that, we have our image already in Rec 719. Don't forget that it's under the same group where we did this transformation. So we're just gonna say, hey, copy this grade from here and apply it here. You can see how cinematic it becomes already just by one click. You can see that for yourself. But then we can now say, okay, I want to change the grade. I want everything to be different. So just go ahead and reset everything you did and then leave just the CST and the LUTs. Reset these. When you reset these, you have to go back and do the color space and change the gamma to Davinci Intermediate. We can now go ahead here on the primary and play around. So come to the lift, bring it down. You can see how cinematic this LUT feels already. And even when you look at the vector scope, it's a perfect teal and orange LUT. You can use it for good teal and oranges, because a lot of Hollywood movies have used this LUT to do teal and orange. For example, The Joker, John Wick, a lot of Hollywood movies have used this LUT. So we can use the LUT for a lot of things, and we can get creative with it. So let's just, while looking at your scopes, you can play around with this, and then increase the saturation, go up, then calm down till you're satisfied. I mean, take a look at these, guys. Take a look at this, how cinematic it is. And here you can actually now say, hey, I want this to be a little bit more bluer. So you can just add some more blue by changing the temp and temperature. Or you can maybe say more warmer. Just play around with it. Let's say we want it to be a little bit more. Let's say we want it to be a little bit warm, like some sunset. I'll keep it here. And then come over my HSL and go to my saturation, bring it down a little. While looking at my skin, I take it up. So you can see how this brings your image to life already. You can come over here and say, hey, I want my blues to be up a little, like this blue sky, just try to bring it up a little. And then say on the adjustment, hey, give me some contrast, like some contrast this thing, and you can even go ahead and play with saturation. Yeah, just see something. Just play around till you're satisfied. If you're not, you can see this before and after. You can see this for yourself, how easy it is. It facilitates your work. It makes you to work a little bit more faster. These are the things we need, because as colorists, you have to, do a lot of things with small times you have. So opportunities like this, you have to understand it and use it for your benefit. I hope you guys understand what I was actually trying to explain. I know it was a little bit difficult and a little bit complicated. I know Davinci Resolve and a lot of people shy away from it, but I hope you understood something. If you did, share this tutorial so that other people can learn. It's all about sharing knowledge so we can understand and make good work, make the world a better place, make Africa a better place. Thank you once more for sticking out to the end. My name is Dr. King Steven, aka Mr. We'll Take Another Shot, aka Mr. Classic, and see you next time.